Welcome into Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. Commanders fans, your fandom just got an upgrade. Introducing the AAA Commanders MVP membership, where real fans get real perks and the same trusted AAA membership benefits. The new AAA Commanders membership provides the chance to win game tickets, access to VIP events and experiences, 15% off at the Commanders Online Pro Shop, while providing peace of mind for Commanders fans on the road. Already a AAA member? Don't sit on the sideline. Upgrade your membership or join today at AAA.com/Commanders.
Commanders family, we are back at Northwest Stadium for the Commanders' first matchup of the season with NFC East opponent, the Philadelphia Eagles. Our first time facing Philly. One of three, fellas. Yeah. We're going to face them again in just a game. Welcoming into Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. You see the guys on the field. That means it's a calm before the storm. And when you got the calm before the storm, you got the coolest people out here at Commanders Land. We got the best fans in the world. Here behind us out at AAA set, I am your host, Brian Cole Jr., here with Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell and Mr. 18-9, Santana Moss. Fellas, it feels good to be back at the crib here at Northwest. Tanner's Miami team's playing, so we are putting good vibes on them, but we know it's all about the vibes here with the Commanders. Now, Dan Quinn said it to start the week, shutting Jaden Daniels down. He will not play these final 3 games. He will still be practicing, however, he will not be playing, which opens it up for Marcus Mariota. We're calling him a backup because he's really been our starting quarterback all season, B.
Yeah, he's been that. And the thing about it, look, Marcus has all the tools it takes. And I think Marcus understands, as he stated, he's had that one play that he wants to forget every game. And now if he could just keep that away and go out there and play like he's been playing, we have a chance to win the game. But I think we have to ride that running game today. Yeah. Ride the running game, try to take time off the clock, and defense, take your chances. Yeah. Put some pressure on them. They've been having issues in games where they are turning the ball over. Hey, make them have the same issues. Yeah. Keep them going where they're going. Don't just sit back and think, oh, this is a team rolling in and think that they're better. No, we can win this game, and we know how it happens in the NFC East. When these teams come together, anything can happen.
Hey, man, he said it best, man. Marcus has been that guy for us, and I don't look at these guys, man, nowadays in this league because you have so many, I guess you can say, committees. Running back by committee, quarterbacks by committee. Don't get me wrong, the quarterback position is the CEO of the team. Sure. But now it's trending that you need a backup. You need that president to back up that CEO. So he's been just that for us. He's been the president of that group, man, and he's been in there, man, doing some things for us now. They haven't equated to wins, but he's putting us in those right areas we need to be at offensively. So I'm looking forward for him to go out there and have a great game against one of his former teams.
And what a game to be named the official starter against your former team in the Eagles. Tanner may be reacting to some Miami news, but just know the energy and the excitement is also for our Washington Commanders. Now, before we go any further, we are going to hear from our head coach, Dan Quinn, on this Eagles matchup.
This is a really complete team about both special teams, ours and theirs. Like, this is going to be a physical game on the team side of things. The way they can cover kicks, the way we can. I thought, that field position this game is going to be big. I thought some playmakers at all spots along the defense. Both linebackers are very good blitzers and active. They got an excellent defensive line. I've certainly been impressed by their young corners. Where they're able to challenge and be aggressive right from the start. So those are some things defensively that I've been impressed with. Playing against us last year in the 3 games, Donna, they were exceptional at taking the ball away. I thought that was the biggest deal for us of, not giving ourselves our very best shots. I think that's going to be an important part.
That was our head coach, Dan Quinn, on this Philadelphia team. Now, here's a look at how these two teams stack up in Week 16. Now, Philly's offense is 22nd in total yards per game and 18th in scoring, while their defense is top 10 in scoring and 10th in passing yards per game. The Commanders' run game currently sits 4th in yards per game, but just 24th in scoring. Fellas, let's dive deeper into this NFC East matchup. It is time for Gimme Five, presented by UA Local 5 Plumbers, protecting the health of the nation's capital since 1890. Now, B-Mitch, we're going to start with you right here. We got 5 things that we need to do to be victorious. You can put your shades on if you want to, brother. Get nice and comfortable because we got a lot to talk about. Now, your first one is don't let them get into their flow. or get their rhythm back.
The thing about this football team, you saw last year, they got into a rhythm and they went all the way to the Super Bowl and they won it. But this year, they've been on this roller coaster ride, and that thing has been down a lot. You look at the talent they have on this football team, and I think, think about Philadelphia. They will let you know when you're messing up. Mm-hmm. And they haven't been happy about this football team this year. Mm-hmm. So I really believe that you have to keep them where they are. Don't sit back. Don't help them. As I say every week, don't have costly penalties that work against you. Don't turn the ball over. Make them earn everything they get. Make them have to go take it. And when you do that, I think when they're stressing, they make mistakes. Yeah. And you have to go out there and make them make those mistakes.
And a big way of making them make mistakes is getting pressure on Jalen Hurts, Tana. Yeah. How can we do that? We have seen our defensive end and our defensive line banged up. We have so many injuries across the board. However, guys like Martin are finding ways to get off and get after the quarterback.
Well, I think one of the things to me when it comes to Hurts play comfortable football when the run game is going for him.
Yes,
so we can kill that guy. We always talk about killing the head. But the head isn't Hurts to me. The head is Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley has a field day any and every time he match up against the Commanders, whether he was in Giants or Giants blue and red or over here in Philly with this green and white. We have to slow down Saquon Barkley. If we're able to control him, then we can control Hurts.
And he mentioned Saquon Barkley. That is our next one, slowing down Philly's run game, especially Saquon Barkley. Now, we know what he's able to do. Yeah. However, he's only had 2 games this season, Mitch, with over 100 yards. Had about 79 last week and a touchdown against a Raiders team that really, really struggled. How can we keep him from hitting that 100-yard threshold?
You jumped over this one, B. That starts in the trench warfare right there. All right? Saquon Barkley does nothing if his offensive line is not blocking for him.
Yeah.
And you look on the defensive side of the ball, those linebackers and defensive backs do absolutely nothing if those guys up front are not wreaking havoc. I saw a post this week where our offensive line and that running game is averaging 137 yards a game.
Yes.
The O-line on this football team here has to go out there and say, we're going to lead today. Yeah. We're going to be the best out there. And when you flip it over, our D linemen have to say, you know what? I'm going to have the game of my life. I'm going to go out there today and I'm going to beat the dude in front of me. I'm going to make him have to earn his damn job. And I think if you do that, if you win that trench warfare, as Fred would always say, you win the football game. Everybody's happy about skill positions. The big, beefy guys, the guys that smell like bacon, those are the ones that dictates the game. And if we can dictate that today, we win the game.
Now, that was our third. B-Mitch did jump the gun a little bit. I had to ask him a follow-up on Saquon. So, Ted, I'm going to go to you with this trench warfare because we said it all the time, right? Like Fred Smooth always says, the guys that smell like bacon. That trench warfare is where it's going to be at. We are missing a guy in Larry Tunsil. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But what do you see from our trench warfare today, and how important is it?
I think the game is won and lost there. I think when you look at Philly last year, they dominated everybody on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. This year hasn't been the same, and that's why you see a Saquon Barkley that hasn't had nothing but 200-yard performances this year. So when you look at it, that tells you what you need to know. If your offensive line and your defensive line ain't winning on the other side of the ball, it's going to be hard to talk about getting a victory out of that. So we have to make sure that we can expose their weaknesses. I think right now this team has some of those deficiencies, but we have to go out there and make sure that we stick to what we know that they can do. And up to this point right now, coming into this game, they have been in the back end of the league when it comes to stopping the run. And that's why we have to make sure we establish the run game. I don't care how often we do it. We have to find our rhythm in doing so and letting them know we're going to stick to it until they show us that they can stop it.
And, Tanner, that is our fourth one, establishing our run game. We understand how tough it's been for us. However, still fourth in the league when it comes to rushing. We talk about it endlessly over and over again. Not only establish the run, but stick with the run. How important is it to stick with the run throughout the game? Of course, depending on how the score goes.
It's very important. I know often at times, us as football heads and football players, we sit there and watch and we say, what if Cliff's doing? But guess what? He knows more than us because he's the OC. We're just sitting here spectating and watching. But when you have a guy like Bill or McNichols, you have C-Rod, all those guys, and then you add that with Cosme and the crew, you have to find a way to be there to force her. Be the guy, because our offensive line want to be the guy that's saying, hey, I don't want to sit back and have a flat back and hat speed and play patty cake. I want to be pounding guys. Pause. But at the same time, if you understand what I'm talking about, that's what establishing run is all about. So I want to see our offensive linemen doing the pounding today, because if they're doing the pounding, then our run game is being efficient.
Do the pounding. Now for our fifth and final one, fellas, we say this every week that he has been healthy and available. feed Terry McLaurin. Now, B, the Eagles' defense is only allowed to combine 279 passing yards in their last 3 games. That's total. They ain't giving the ball up a lot. However, we know what Terry does against NFC.
But think about it. Terry wins one-on-one feed battles.
Yeah.
And if you feed Terry early, that helps out what we just talked about, our running game. All of a sudden now, if Terry's cooking one guy, you got 2 guys on him, one less in the box. That opens up the running game for you. So if you feed Terry in, and then all of a sudden now they got to put somebody else in the box, Terry going to eat him again later in the game. So I think Terry McLaurin and the running game goes hand in hand.
For sure.
We got to find a way to utilize both of those guys. All of a sudden we feed Terry, we start running the ball. Now they worried about the running game, play action pass over the top. Those things work hand in hand. You feed Terry, great things happen.
And things that go hand in hand. It's not just Terry, the run game, and the pass game, but it's also what Deebo Samuel could do, right? Yeah. We have seen him play that number 1 role for us. Now he's being able to be number 2. Got to imagine Deebo's able to impact not only the passing game, but the running game as well, Tanner.
Yeah, I think one of the things about Deebo is that it's back to where he can get that favorable matchup. When you have a guy like Terry McLaurin back in the lineup, now he gets to go out there and go against that second or that third best cornerback. And if he's going against any cornerback, I don't care who it is, just give him the ball right now, because Deebo has showed you the reason why we call him Deebo, because he finds a way to bulldoze over anybody who's in front of him when he has the ball in his hand. So, but I'm happy what I'm seeing with Terry and Deebo together. That dual threat right there alone should have us, faring well today.
Deebo coming. We got the best fans in the NFL. They ain't coming because they already here. Let's take a look at our AAA fan camp. Commanders fans, remember, if you want to receive behind-the-scenes VIP access to Game Day Live like these lucky fans right here, become a AAA Commanders MVP. Join or convert today at AAA.com/Commanders. And speaking of the best fans in the NFL, we got the mouth of the South, Fred Smoot, with the fans at the tailgate. It is time for Tailgate Time, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the Washington Commanders. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Take it away, Fred.
Thanks, BC. It's Tailgate Time, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the Washington Commanders. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Fred Smoot back with another edition of Tailgate Time, sponsored by Bud Light. We finna raise hell again. Let's do it. Who running this tailgate over here? Who the captain of the ship? Clyde, you the captain of the ship?
Hey, where you
You the captain of the ship?
No, sir. I'm just a coordinator.
All right, coordinator. I need you to take me down through your tailgate. Can you do that?
Can I do what's that?
Yeah, take me down through your tailgate. Tell me what you got going. Yeah.
We got the hamburger and hot dogs here. I got some more. I got sausage here on the grill.
We ain't got no eagle on the grill. We should have eagle on the grill.
I couldn't do that because they're God's children. I couldn't. But he told me that I can talk bad about him because he told me Commanders his favorite children. Ask the tailgaters, they'll tell you that because I talked to him.
I got you.
All right now, Mr. Smoot.
They ain't playing no games over here. This is what fried eagle look like. Good and smoked right there. That's how I like my eagle to look. Just like this. Just like this.
Hey, Fred Smoot.
Yeah.
You did a tremendous job when you was with the old Washington Redskins. Now it's a Commander field now, so I'm glad you still had that legacy, and I'm glad you still carrying it on with the team now, and I wish you the best, and like I said, do it all over again.
I like that. I appreciate that, baby. Appreciate that.
We are the H10 tailgaters. That's who we are. We are the best tailgate out here. And if you don't believe, ask the folks around us. They say what you want. If you don't have it, go to the H10 because they got it. That's it.
Well, I will be back, baby. Turn on that Bud Light.
That was Tailgate Time with our guy Fred Smoot. He will be joining us a little later in the show, but we do have to take a quick break. But we're just getting started here on Command Center Game Day Live. After the break, Logan Paulson is stopping by the set to talk about this Eagles offense and the keys to slowing them in today's game. All that coming up on Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. Don't go anywhere, Commanders fan. We'll be right back.
You're watching Command Center Game Day live from Northwest Stadium.
Commanders fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Commanders MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win game tickets, access to exclusive team events and experiences, along with 15% off Commanders gear at the online pro shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Commanders MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Commanders to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
I have the cost. Oh, that's not hot. That's hot. Yeah, blow on that for a little bit. Not here, not here, not here. So on SeatGeek, what is this deal score?
It grades seats to show whether a deal is amazing, great, good, not so good, bad, or awful based on your budget.
What a coincidence. That's how I classify my relatives.
Oh, really?
The only amazing is my cat, Walter. Let me show you some pictures.
Never did. I'm just a little bitty girl, like a whole lot of kids, doing my own thing. Check me out, fella. Tell me what you think.
What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
So you only check it twice?
Well, yes.
Huh. Nissan tests every model thousands of times. We even test them for severe Arctic weather. No wonder Nissan is J.D. Power's #1 in new vehicle quality. Hold on to that hat, Santa.
Add a Nissan to your list at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR for 60 months on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers, or get up to $4,000 total savings on Frontier.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
Welcome back into Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. The field is a little bare right now, but like we said, that's the calm before the storm. Now, the Commanders' defense is going up against a Philadelphia offense who currently sits 19th in rushing yards per game, 22nd in passing yards per game, and 22nd in total yards per game. Let's set it up to the radio booth with our guy, Bram Weinstein, the voice of the Commanders. It is time for Best Seat in the House, presented by SeatGeek. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek, Graham, take it away.
So the Eagles aren't running the Super Bowl offense that they did a year ago. They've been having trouble all year kind of getting all of their breakthrough stars to break through this season. Saquon Barkley only has 2 100-plus yard rush days, and A.J. Brown 8 times this year under 80 yards receiving. Oddly, the Eagles are winning those games anyway. They're 7-1. Still, it shows some fractures in the flow of their offense. Jalen Hurts, since week 12, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 61% completion percentage, and the team is 1-3. And maybe the most alarming thing about their offense is their third down conversion rate, which oddly, with all of these players and that great offensive line, is bottom third in the league. So there's some openings here for the Washington defense to keep this close. The one thing that they cannot do is get into red zone situations with them. That's where the Eagles are still extraordinary, #1 in the league. So if we don't need a leaping Luvu today for a tush push and we can get some stops on third down, I think this is the kind of party that DQ would like to be part of, as we send it back to you.
That was the voice of the Commanders right there, Bram Weinstein. And welcoming in another member of our radio crew, my guy Logan Paulson, my brother. Thank you for taking the time to pull up. You'll be on the sideline all game long. And Jalen Hurts, man, having a season, almost 3,000 passing yards already, I believe, 22 touchdowns passing. How do we slow a guy like that down?
You know, honestly, I think he's going to kind of slow himself down a little bit. And this is not like, again, I think, he's one of the hardest players to talk about in the NFL because everyone says, oh, he's this, he's that, he's the best, he's the worst. I think he's somewhere in between, right? I think this offense has struggled a little bit over the last couple of weeks, especially throwing the football over the middle of the field. So what I would say is, like, let's stop the run. Let's be effective in that department. And once we've done that, let's force him to beat us from the pocket. Now, they have some of the best playmakers on the perimeter in the NFL, but I think Jalen Hurts has some limitations as a passer. Now, great leader, great competitor, all those things, but let's make him beat us as opposed to this offense beating us.
And speaking of some of those guys on the outside and talking about Hurts, he's going to have to find a way to beat us because he's going to hurt himself. He always seems to find a way to do that because he has a guy in A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what is it about that duo that seems to always work out when they need him the most?
Yeah, that's kind of been the history between that group, but over the last couple of weeks they've struggled a little bit. And again, like, I got some film for you guys. Let's go in the film room real quick and take a look at it, because one of the things that sticks out to me is teams are playing Philly a little bit differently over the last couple of weeks. Like, first off, I think on early downs, they're seeing a lot more man coverage, right? Like this is the Bears. They like to play man. They're in a little bit more man coverage here. So, like, they're going to run a little bit of a dagger concept here, dig with a cross to A.J. Brown, no doubt, right? So this is an easy read. You're just kind of going from the dig, right, down to A.J. Brown. And then here's the man coverage we were just talking about here, right? So, first off, only crazy people play man coverage versus the Eagles because of Devontae Smith, because of A.J. Brown. But if you look at this here, right, Tana?
Yeah.
Like, look at the three defenders around A.J. Brown. It feels almost like they're trying to force the ball to A.J. Brown in these situations, right? They're going to run a dig here. You see this? Watch Devontae Smith. Watch the grass that opens up here to the middle of the field. Yeah. Like, if we're just reading this out, this ball should be going there, right? So when people say, how is Jalen Hurts playing? What's he doing? What's going on? I see a guy that's maybe overthinking it a little bit. We're trying to get the ball to A.J. Brown maybe a little bit too much in certain situations, as opposed to playing football the way we need to play it and get the ball to the open man, Tana. So that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, yes, are they one of the most talented rosters in football? Absolutely. Is A.J. Brown an absolute beast? Has he killed us in the past? Yes. But I think what you're seeing is just they're not on the same page, man. No. New offensive coordinator, guys not understanding their roles. It all comes to the forefront in these moments, and it just makes the offense a little clunkier than you'd expect with all the playmakers that they have.
Maybe the bickering in the locker room is causing problems on the field. I'll take that.
Yeah, maybe.
But our offensive line won't have Thompson today, but we've seen Coleman come into the game at left tackle this year and play well. How do they attack the defense of the Eagles with a new person out there?
Yeah, so I think one of the things about the Philadelphia Eagles, man, is they absolutely get after the passer, right? They can rush the passer. They play a great job with coverage in the back end. They do a really good job matching concepts. I think the thing that sticks out to me is, especially with a backup offensive lineman like Coleman, who's playing really well, like you said, B, let's run the daggone ball, man. Let's get after these guys. When you watch the Bear game, when you watch the Chargers game, those guys find advantage because they ran the football incredibly effectively, right? So let's insulate Coleman. Let's run the football, right? Don't let those good pass rushers, Nolan, the Phillips coming in. Let's not let them take advantage of us throwing the football all the time. Let's be in a good game flow and try to take advantage of again, their kind of lackluster run defense up to this point.
And Logan, they also have a Tyler and Dallas Goedert that can get it done as well. We have struggled against the tight end a little bit. We talked to Coach about it last week about how we can cover some of these tight ends, because it has been something we struggle with. How do we keep a guy like Dallas Goedert from being that safety blanket, if you will, for Jalen Hurts?
I think it's understanding like when and how they want to use him, right? Like with anything, right? So, for example, I think that they do a really good job of utilizing him in the play-action pass game, right? So, like, understanding down and distance, let's be really disciplined with our eyes. Let's not lose him in pass coverage. Down in the low red, man, they're going to do some type of really tricky little flip pass, little screen pass, little understanding that that's the utilization for him, and then try to take it away. They're really effective in that, so it's going to be hard because that's kind of their bread and butter. But again, understanding the role and when they're going to use him, I think is going to help us out.
We talked about earlier, Saquon only have 200-yard, performances this year so far. You always seem to find a way to have a great game against us. What are some of the things you don't want to see them do offensively to get him started?
So I think the thing that sticks out to me about Saquon is he's not a good, like, muddy runner, right? Yeah. There are certain guys when you hand them the ball and they just kind of make the offensive line better. They know how to set up blocks. They know how to attack leverage. this is not an indictment of Saquon, but that's not his cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
He is an explosive ball carrier, right?
Yeah.
So you look at the Giants game earlier in the season, you look at the Chargers game this year, he hit an explosive run. So to me, the thing I want to do in terms of limiting Saquon Barkley is do not let him get going.
Yeah.
Do not let him see the grass. So what does that mean? That means we've got to be excellent with our run fits, right? If we got 2 tight ends over here, I know there's an extra gap over here. I need to account for that as a linebacker, defensive lineman. However we're doing that, if we can do that, they just haven't been super effective this year in the front, blocking it up. So let's take advantage of that and keep him struggling.
And Logan, to your point, that is actually our money matchup for
Absolutely.
today. Before we let you go, be back on the sideline, it is time for our money matchup brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, where trust matters. And it is Saquon Barkley versus our Commanders front seven for this money matchup. Logan, you were talking about it a little bit. Let's elaborate a little more because our front seven has to show up in a big way against this guy.
And again, it's really front 7/front 8. I think about Quan Martin coming into the box here and how he's been playing the run so the last couple of weeks. When you look at teams that have struggled, or that when you look at teams that Philly has struggled to run the football against, it's because this is my gap. I own my gap, right? I'm aggressively tacking downhill. On first down, they have a really high tendency to run the football. Let's play into that percentage and take advantage of it.
Yes, sir. That was our guy, Logan Paulson. Again, he'll be on the sidelines doing the radio broadcast. You can hear that on Big 100 or the iHeartRadio app. We appreciate you. And we appreciate the best fans in the NFL who are starting to pull up to the building now. You heard Logan talking about Saquon Barkley. Not the season he had last year, but still a very strong season. 240 carries, 940 rushing yards, and 6 touchdowns for Saquon Barkley. Now, we've had a fun show so far. Thank you, Logan Paulson. Before we go to break, let's take a look at today's Inactive Report, presented by Bryce Benowitz Injury Law, the proud personal injury firm of the Washington Commanders. Now, we know our inactives, Jaden Daniels, but also left tackle Laramie Tunsil, and also our rookie linebacker, Kane Madrano. There's a few names right there, but we are excited about the guys that are active today. Now, we do have to take a quick break, but coming up next, we are talking this Commanders' top 5 run game and how they can keep the momentum against the Eagles. And later in the show, the crew talks matchups to watch out here in this rivalry NFC East matchup that's coming up right here on Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA.
Commanders fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Commanders MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win game tickets, access to exclusive team events and experiences, along with 15% off Commanders gear at the online pro shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Commanders MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Commanders to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
So this is my favorite room, my chunky mantry. Got my guy TV cooking some chili dog mac.
What did you do to my pantry?
It was him. Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
Okay, there's a signal. Okay, go. Hurry, he's coming. Have a good round.
See you later.
All right.
What's that?
Toolbox.
Okay. Santa's way sneakier.
One Life Fitness has something for everyone. From midday movers to sunset shakers. From powerful workouts to peaceful flows. From personal training to personal bests. Whatever your fitness journey, enjoy premium amenities with a supportive staff, all at an affordable price. That's why we're the best value in fitness. Go to onelifefitness.com to join today. One Life Fitness. Every journey welcome.
There's nothing like being in the middle of the action on game day. And when fans need a quick breather, Geico's got them covered right here in the Geico Coverage Zone, located in Legends Plaza all season long. It's the perfect spot to take a minute to relax. So enjoy the moment and get right back to cheering. Because Geico knows the best fans stay ready for every moment of the game.
Trust brings us together as families, friends, and neighbors. At Northwest Federal Credit Union, we know your financial decisions are more than just signing on a dotted line. You're putting your trust on the line, and as life unfolds, we'll be here for every step of your journey. At Northwest, we work to earn your trust every day, because this is our community too. Become a member today. Northwest Federal Credit Union, where trust matters.
So this is my favorite room, my chunky pantry. Got my guy TV cooking some chili dog mac.
What did you do to my pantry?
It was him. Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
Welcome back into Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. Let's take a look at the Commanders' run game so far this season. We remain top 5 in the NFL for pretty much all season long in rushing yards per game. We are 4th in the NFL right now. And you know what? To talk more about this run game, we had to get the captain, London Fletcher, to pull up to the demo field. It is time for Field Pass, driven by AAA. AAA Commanders MVP membership. Visit AAA.com/Commanders to join. Now, London, this run game's going up against a tough test. I think the Raiders last week got 46 yards total against this rush defense. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. London, how can we get things going and lean on this run game early against Philly?
Yeah, I think we have to get this run game going against this defense. When you look at Vic Fangio, the style of defense that he plays a lot of what you call two-shell split safety defense. They want to stop the run with a light box. You got to be able to get the run game established, because otherwise you're not going to have a day where you can just throw the football against this defense. They're too tough in the pass game. You got to win in the trenches. This is trench warfare at its finest. You look at the teams that have beat Philadelphia. When Chicago went in there, they ran the ball for nearly 300 yards against this Eagles. They were physical at the point of attack. Teams have run the football against this Philadelphia Eagles defense, and we have to get it done in the run game.
Talk about getting established in our run, and we've been talking about this week after week after week after week. What are some of the things that will show up in this defense that will make Cliff say, you know what, I don't want to use my run game on this play, I want to do something else?
Well, I'll say this. We got the benefit of them not having Jalen Carter in this ball game, because he's a game record, one of the top young defensive tackles in the National Football League. When you look at Philadelphia a year ago, they were one of the best in the league at stopping the run. This year, they're not the same type of run defense, and for whatever reason, teams have been able to get movement on their defensive tackles. They've been able to get up to the offensive, to the second level, get moving on those linebackers. They missed some tackles as well. So for Cliff, it has to be, a commitment to running the football.
There you go.
He can't all of a sudden get away from it, especially if we're having success in the first half. Don't get in the second half and get past happy. You have to commit to running the football.
You know, London, when you look at running the ball against a team, people look at the style of the running back.
Yeah.
But isn't it more about the offensive line and what they do up there?
Say that again?
I'm saying people look at the style of running back. Bill runs a certain way. C-Rod runs another way, and McNichol's totally different. But it's about what the offensive line does.
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And what can we do to get them off there? You say Jalen Carter's not there. How do we attack them to make sure we can?
Yeah, it's going to be about winning at the line of scrimmage with a lot of double team blocks. Logan talks. He loves the duo run play. We're going to be. I love to see us run a bunch of duo where you get 2 double teams on the defensive tackles, and you move that defensive tackle and you put him in the lap of the linebackers. We can get some inside zones where you're double teaming that one technique. Getting movement on him, and it'll be Jalen Carter not Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, who you're going to have to move. Jordan Davis is having a career year. He's playing outstanding football. Lost a lot of weight. He's playing a lot better football. But we're going to have to double team him
and get moving on him if we're going to have success in that run game.
And London, as we watch this offense, sometimes you look at this offense and say, when are they going to let Bill kind of get busy a little bit? And last week they did career high 18 carries for Bill, 96 rushing yards, a touchdown. What have you seen from Bill and his development? Because he's not only developing as a rusher, he's developing as a pass blocker, as a reader for this offense. How have you seen from Bill so far?
Yeah, you see where Bill, he hit the field like gangbusters the first game of the season, had the big game against the New York Giants, had a nice game against the
Chargers.
The Chargers out there, went for over 100. And then he had some fumbling issues, and he kind of got away. He started running a little timid, wasn't hitting the holes, was trying to get everything to be a home run. What I saw from him last week was he ran with a lot of power, something that we hadn't seen him done. We know he has great burst and great vision, but there was times where he was coming downhill with power.
Yes, coming downhill with power. Bill has had a great season, especially for a 7th-round pick. Now, London over here antsy because he's getting ready to do a little field deal. Let's take a look at Bill's career numbers so far for his rookie season as London gets ready to put us through some pain. He has 18 carries for 96 rushing yards. A touchdown is averaging just over 5 yards per carry. Now let's hear from our 7th-round pick earlier this week. Let's check him out.
It happened, and we just gotta continue to stack them. So we got 3 more games, and we just gotta keep. It's like a tournament. We got 3 to go, and we just can't think about last game. Like, it's a new week. Yeah, definitely. Look forward to us being back working with each other next year. We all got like different styles of running, and I mean, it's always a blessing when I can be able to play with those guys.
Fred.
We're gonna double team Fred.
That was Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Now, I'm not sure how this is really going to work out. However, we are on the demo field, and we got London in the building. We had Fred Smoot pull up. This is handsome fella right here. And it is time for a demo. London, I'm going to just let you take it away, brother. What we got going on here?
Oh, yeah, this my world. So we got Fred. He's going to play Jordan Davis. He's the nose tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. I got my guard and my center. I'm going to have B-Mitch. B-Mitch going to be Tyler Badass, Tyler B. Honest. We're going to have Santana as you want to be Chris Paul? He's Chris Paul. And what I talk about, there's going to be 2 types of run plays. We talk about duo. There's a double team block to get movement on him and put him into the lap of the linebacker. So we're going to run duo at the snap. Set hut. And you see that double team block.
Oh, yeah.
And you put Jordan Davis into the lap of the linebackers. Now another play we're gonna run. This gonna be inside zone play. We're gonna step to our left. It's gonna be a combination block between B-Mitch and Santana. They're gonna work him, double team block again. You're still gonna work him, get movement, and Tanner's gonna get up to the linebacker. But it's those 2 double team blocks that we have to have on this nose tackle to have success in the run game, because he's too big to block one-on-one. We got to have a lot of double team block. I want 4 paws on him. 4 paws.
You wanted to put paws on Fred so bad, didn't you? You wanted to touch him so bad. London, we appreciate you, Fred. We appreciate you, man. Very exciting things to watch here. And now it's time for our exciting players to watch, presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. This is John Bates on the Emmy-nominated Players Club. Let's check it out.
How has the journey been? Because I remember talking to you, and you were just saying you were straight up with us. You was like, man, I'm just trying to find my way. I'm trying to find my way that, what can I do for this team at this position? How has that been for you?
Right. It's been a really cool process for me just because, kind of came in, and as a rookie, I had Logan Thomas, and then Ricky Seals-Jones was here. And so I was just a rookie trying to make the team essentially, right, and do whatever I could to find a way on the field, whether it was special teams or blocking or whatever. And, just after a lot of hard work, and I think consistency has been the biggest thing for me, just being able to show up every single day, be consistent off and on the field, and just show that I can be a reliable guy, that, I can go out there and do my job at a high level and get it done. And then when I also get my opportunities, in the pass game, that, I'm a person that can be relied on. And so, it's been a lot of hard work and just keeping my head down. And that's kind of the mindset I've, even to this day, having a new contract and stuff, it's all fun and games, but at the end of the day, you still have to go out and prove your worth every day. And so, my mindset is someone's always trying to take your job, and the second you get
Yeah.
too comfortable in the NFL
It
the
stands
day
for
you're-
not for long.
it's the day that your career
that's the mind
starts
you
to
gotta
end.
have.
And so I've
Yeah.
just kind of always taken like a progressive mindset and just trying to every single year, like, what can I get better at? How can I improve here? And just try to be like the most, well-rounded tight end I can be.
No doubt.
Yes, we got the Players Club with London Santana and Sean Springs. We got the Command Center podcast with Logan Paulson, Santana, and Fred Smoot. We got the Next Man Up podcast where I interview your favorite current players and your favorite Washington legends. Then, of course, we have the Game Day Preview Pod with my OGs, Brian Mitchell and Gary Clark. And speaking of Brian Mitchell, it is time for our favorite part of the show. It is time for B. Mitch's Big Three, brought to you by Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. Take it away, fellas.
All right, thanks, BC. Listen, man, every time we talk about the running game, everyone talks about the running back.
Yeah.
But I want you to understand, it doesn't make a difference which running back is back there. It comes down to the line of scrimmage. Our offensive line winning that battle. You have to dominate the line of scrimmage. If we win the offensive line of scrimmage battle, we win the football game. We run the football.
Yeah.
Because I believe that our guys have blocked very well this year. 137 yards a game, sitting at fourth in the league. If they had stuck to it a little bit more, I think they'll be number one in the league. Today, we got to make sure we do what London just had us doing.
Yeah.
Move Jordan Davis out of there. Take care of him. We take care of him. We get into the linebacker lap. We can run the ball. We run the ball. We win the game.
Establish a run game will be key, but making sure that we establish our front is so vital. I think if you are winning in the trenches, offensively especially, but also defensively, that gives you a greater chance of winning these ball games. Establishing our force and being the dictator up front, that's where it starts at.
All right, the next one is not going to sound like something when it comes to the running game, but if we do this, it opens up the running game. We have to get Terry McLaurin involved early.
1-7.
Because when you get 1-7 involved, it's going to make sure they have to now put a second guy to watch him. When that second guy watches him, he gets out of the box. If we got one less guy in the box, we run the ball much more effectively. So I think we got to get Terry involved early. If we get him involved early, this running game opens up, and I think big things happen for
If we
us.
see the ski mask come on 2 or 3 times a day, we win this ball game, baby.
Oh, yeah, when he put the ski mask on, he mean business. And also the last one, we have to basically go out there and stick to the run.
Yeah.
We have talked about this all year where we run the ball effectively in the first half. We come out in the second half, we seem to forget about it.
Yeah.
I think we have to stick to it in the second half as well. I don't care who's the running back. Keep running them. Make sure the offensive line understands that they're going to be handling their business. And if we go out there with that, we win the game.
Yeah.
Because the running game will keep them on the sideline.
Yeah.
It'll start making them press a little bit. And if they press as an offense, they make mistakes. They have a lot of turnovers.
No doubt.
And I think we have to run the ball, establish the run, control the clock, and we'll beat them.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist. What they don't do well is stopping the run. So guess what? We must run the ball on them.
We keep running the ball on them. Listen, man, the running game is what it's all about. I understand you all want to see the big pass plays. You want to see the sexy things. But this is about real football. This is about grown man football. The Hogs were the best offensive line in the history of the league. We've done a great job with it. Let's have the Hogs out there today. Let's have the spirit of the Hogs inside of our offensive line, and let's see what happens.
Let's go.
Back to you, BC.
Commanders family, you never know who's going to pull up here to the AAA Game Day desk, but we have a legend here. He is our legend of the game. Legend of the game for the first time. Which is kind of crazy to think about welcoming in former running back Stephen Davis to the building. Brother, thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. It's for me, it's wild. I don't know if it's wild for you.
Yeah.
But your first time here is the legend of the game, man. How excited are you?
Oh, I'm very excited, man. It's just, giving my flowers while I'm still living, bro.
Amen.
And being able to come out here and enjoy the game. And we're going to be Philly today. That's the most important thing. But, just enjoy the game with my family and enjoy being a legend of a game.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
And how dope is it to be able to spend it with your family? I think a lot of people forget how much the family has to sacrifice when you're getting multiple Pro Bowls, when you're winning rushing records and things of that nature. Your family has to make a lot of sacrifices as well. How dope is it to be able to share what you did with them now?
Yeah, I've been with my wife. We've been married for 28 years. And,
hey, God is good.
And she was the backbone of all that, man.
Yeah.
And, without her, I wouldn't be sitting here now, because the thing that she went through, the things I took her through,
Man.
the pains, aches, and all that. And for her to still be with me and we still together and enjoying life, it makes me feel that's the most important thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm always told, as long as you make her smile one time a day, you'll be all right.
And you mentioned getting your flowers while you're still here to smell them, while you're still here to feel them. That's been a big thing about this new ownership group is bringing guys back in, man. How great is it to see your peers, people you played with, people that came after you and even before you, be welcomed in with open arms with this new ownership and this new thing we're doing here with the Commanders?
Oh, that's great. It's amazing. And the thing is, man, when those guys that's playing now, see guys from the Super Bowl years and guys, that came through here, it's a great feeling to see those guys and kind of motivate the guys now. And when I was playing, I seen guys that won the Super Bowl and everything, and they motivated me to be the best I can and try to simulate a lot of things that they did. And, I just enjoyed being a Washington Redskin.
Yes, sir, you were. Yep.
But, it was great.
And once a Redskin, always a Redskin. And when you come into the building, my co-host Brian Mitchell was in the building. You were actually one of his rookies, man. Can you give us a little glimpse of what Brian Mitchell was like back in his heyday? Because let me tell you, the brother's still crazy.
Oh, he's still great. Hey, man, listen, man, I got so many stories with Brian, but one of the things with Brian, man, he taught me how to be a pro. And some of the things that I emulated some of the things that he did, a lot of the things he did. And I'll never forget, we was scrimmaging Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And we had like 3 days down there, 2 days. And the early morning practice, they whooped our ass. they beat us. So the second morning, the afternoon practice, he got into a Hardy Nickerson. And
when you say get into it, you mean?
Oh, he picked him up, choke slammed him.
I wanted you to be clear.
so I mean, he was one of those guys, man. I love the energy he brought, the things that he did on the field. It started in practice, and the way he practiced, and the way he was getting available for the game. The things that he did during the week prepared him for the game, and I emulated it. I emulated a lot of it.
And you emulated him in a great way. You're one of the best to ever do it here. Now, before I let you go, because I see you cold, brother, I'm cold as well.
Cold, yeah.
We are here amongst the best fans in the NFL, the burgundy and gold fans. Man, how dope is it after all these years, after all the things you've done, to still get this kind of love and reception off of you?
Oh, it's amazing, man. It's a great feeling, man, and I enjoy every bit of it.
Hey, my brother, God bless you, man.
God bless
Enjoy
you.
being a legend of the game for the first time. First of many, give it up for our guy, Stephen Davis, the legend of the game.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, it is getting cold over here.
Now, when B. Mitch comes back to the set, I'm going to have to ask him about strangling some players. Not the B. Mitch I know. Now, we got to go to break, but coming up after the break, Fred Smoot is done tailgating with the best fans in the NFL and is pulling back up to talk matchups to watch in today's NFC East rivalry game. You don't want to miss what the Mouth of the South has to say. We'll be right back with more Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA.
When the mission is critical and readiness matters, BigBear.ai provides proven AI technology and expertise to help safeguard national security and critical infrastructure. That's Mission Ready AI. BigBear.ai, official partner of the Washington Commanders.
At Northwest Stadium, we raise hail together, cheer together, and trust in our team together. Northwest is proud to support the Commanders. And as your hometown credit union, your goals are our #1 priority. We're your friends, neighbors, and fellow fans. And your financial success is our passion. Become a member today and let us help you build your next dynasty. Northwest Federal Credit Union, where trust matters.
The best offense is a great defense. Get 100% verified tickets only from Ticketmaster. Seats available all season long. even last minute. Take it to the house every time. Ticketmaster, official marketplace of the NFL.
Okay, there's a signal.
Okay, Blue. Hurry, he's coming. Have a good round.
See you later.
All right.
What's that?
Toolbox.
Okay. Santa's way sneakier.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
Welcome back into Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. You are taking a look at the best fans in the NFL with our AAA fan cam as we are ready to take on the Philadelphia Eagles from out here at the crib at Northwest Stadium. Now, we talk about the fans. My boy was out there tailgating in this cold, so he brought us a concession item of the game, which is some hot chocolate, my brother.
The hot cocoa.
The lukewarm chocolate.
Right, we call it hot cocoa.
Now, this hot
Fred
cocoa.
changed it on us.
He threw a little something extra in there. Now, today's concession of the game is this hot chocolate, available through the stadium, or just walk out to market section 107 and 136, serving 8-ounce hot chocolates. Perfect for this cold weather. Now, we got Fred in the building. And Fred, let's talk about some of these matchups here. We're going to start with you right now.
Yeah.
Our offensive line versus this Eagles defensive tackle group. We talked a lot about these war of the trenches. That's your first one right here, Fred.
All right, most definitely. Jordan Davis, he's a load, all right? And he's been doing it with Jalen Carter on his side, but Jalen Carter been in and out of the lineup. But he can move people. He's an unmovable force that's in the inside. I can't wait to see the war between him and Biotish. That's going to be all back and forth all day long. If we can win first down, that gives us a chance to win third down. And that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get ahead of the chains. We cannot lose on first down and expect to move the ball on a Vic Fangio defense.
Now, Fred, we actually got to talk about more of these matchups. But you know what? I can't get out of my head thinking of Beeman strangling somebody.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, y'all two played each other.
Yes.
Did Beeman ever try to strangle you?
Yeah, listen, he strangled my other teammate. Like, this is what happened. I run up to the field. He had just knocked out LeVar Arrington. I had to look at the man and ask him, what's wrong with you? Do you have any humanity in your body? Yeah. Hey, listen.
No.
B-Mitch.
Not on the football field.
Hey, B-Mitch.
Not off the field either.
B-Mitch was not about peace treaties, all right?
Yes.
He was going to play the game one way and one way only, and hopefully one day he get that gold jacket, not that one, but the gold jacket he deserved.
Now, B-Mitch, I had to take that pause because I couldn't let that go, brother. You are the same person 10 years ago, 20 years ago that you are today. Let's talk a little more about this trench warfare, offensive line versus the Eagles defensive line.
Well, I think about that. That's the whole game today. I believe if our offensive line go out there and they can move the ball on them, just like Chicago did.
Yeah.
Chicago got almost 300 yards rushing on them. Our running backs and our running game has been good all year.
Yeah.
If we can continue that, that keeps their offense off the field, and it starts opening up more for us. I think Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuels with a great running game is a problem for anybody. So we go out there and we can get the running game going, and you get Terry involved early because then they can't just single Terry and have people in the box. They got to start worrying about doubling Terry, which makes our offensive line even more threatening to them.
And, Fred, that gets easier said than done, too, because you have a guy in Laramie Tunsil who is not playing. Our blind side is not playing. Backup quarterback Marcus Mariota. Now we have a backup left tackle. How do you see that affect?
Well, you know, one thing about Coleman, he's proven to be better on the outside at tackle than he is at guard. So he's at his natural position. I thought he filled in last week, and we didn't miss a beat. The thing is, we don't want him going backwards. That means I don't want him pass blocking 40 times. I want him going forward in the run game, and that changes everything. And I think with that line, they have to dance as a team. Like I always say, a line is a R&B group. They all have to be on the same cue. And if they can be on the same cue, there's a lot of starters from last year that's playing today.
And Tanner, for your key matchup, I think it's very interesting. Cliff Kingsbury versus Fangio, offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. Why are you looking at that matchup?
I think it's simple, man. I think when it all comes down to it, man, one of the things about that we talked about when we saw this team go up against Denver, is how well Cliff was in his bag, how he was able to use all those guys out there with having the added addition of Terry now back in the lineup, having Burks coming off the sideline, having all those receivers at his, disposal. So I want to see Cliff be that same guy today. Fangio is one of those guys. He's always shown you that he's going to have a stout defense, but let's go out there and find a way to create matchups that we can take advantage of. Yeah. Create opportunities for, our run game to be efficient. Create that, hey, let's put our guy on the center and show them now the ball a couple of times in the run game and say, now we're going to go out there to our play action pass. Cliff has to find a way to show Fangio that I'm not going to sit back here and show you what I've shown you before. I'm going to make you work for whatever you got to work for today to stop us.
Well, I tell you what, it's too much Booker Green in here. I don't know. It feels like the Eagles fan Airbnb'd our stadium today. It's a ton of them today. And I tell you what, if we could jump out quick and put the silence to them, I think it'll help us with our semi-home field advantage right now.
There you go. And B-Mitch, your last matchup that you are looking at is the Eagles receivers versus the Commanders defensive back. Some tough weapons to cover.
Well, they got tough weapons to cover. They got A.J. Brown. They got Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
And then you got Goddard in there as well.
Yeah.
We have our old guy. I'm not going to say his name because he's been like that. He got 12 receptions in 17 games.
Yeah.
So, in 14 games.
That part.
But the ultimate thing is this. You have to not allow them to have big plays.
Yeah.
Don't get a lot of pass interference against them.
Yeah.
They want you to do something stupid to enable them to move the ball without having to do anything. Hamilton played great last week. I hope he can have the same type of game today. You have to hamper and hinder them all day. Make their job dirty.
Yeah.
Don't let them have those easy passes. Devontae's going to try to go long.
Yeah.
When he goes long, if you're a safety, put that tie on.
Put it on.
Make it feel a little bit.
Yeah.
And Fred, Logan and B-Mitch had mentioned the tumultuous relationship between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, man.
Yes.
Why do you love it so much?
This is what I want this team to do. Understand, we play this team twice in the next couple of weeks. We want them limping into the playoffs, and we want them emotionally and physically fractured. Like, we want them to leak this into next year. We want them bad vibes you feel in that locker room, we want to implode them. And nothing to implode them than them losing to a 4-win team. That will shatter that locker room emotionally, physically, and mentally.
And Fred, you see our guys out there. Now, I want your perception on this because we've talked a lot about covering the tight end and how we've kind of struggled to cover the tight end. Dallas Goedert is a tight end that can get off, really an all-pro level tight end. How would you go about taking him out of the game? Because, again, if you can't lean on A.J. Brown if you're Jalen Hurts, you're looking in the middle for your tight end.
Well, I got to introduce him to Mr. Will Harris, all right? My tight end stopper. That's one thing Will excels at. That's running with tight ends. That's understanding tight ends. That's understanding leverage. And understand, they get their big chunk plays off of play action. Well, for play action to work, the run game has to work. Yeah. We make them one-dimensional by stopping that run game, and then we can sit back and watch the war between Will Harris and Dallas Goedert. But you're right about him. He does move the chains.
Yes, he does.
And Fred, is easier said than done stopping this run game.
It is.
We know a man in Saquon Barkley. He just does a little different when he's playing the burgundy and gold. How can we keep him from having one of those Saquon-esque games today?
Listen, he loves this stadium. Yeah. Like, he loves this stadium. Since he been a rookie, he has been dominant in this stadium. Can we slow him down? He's one of these guys, you might not ever stop him, but can you slow him down? And that's going to be big on first down, and we just got to tackle as a group. You only miss tackles when you're tackling as a single person. Ants on bread. I need 5 or 6 people on the tackle.
And when you grab, hold on. Yeah. He can't run with 200-something pounds on him.
Yeah.
Don't let go.
Don't let go.
And, fellas, we know somebody that never lets go.
Me.
Other than Fred Smoot is future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner. And we got to give our flowers to the future Hall of Famer because he is this year's club winner for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award presented by Nationwide. Now, this award honors those players who are doing it well on the field and even better off the field. Nationwide and the NFL are honored to recognize Bobby for his amazing work in the community. And you know what? Before we let Fred go, it is time to gear up for Kickoff presented by Fanatics. You did not just bring us hot chocolate. You brought us these phenomenal beatings, which are the items of the game. These are the Inspire Chain
Why did I let
beatings
Fred hold one?
by the Commanders.
We don't got one to fit B, Mitch, but we going to make sure we make one of his size next time. It's called double extra large.
As a brother that got to wear a double extra large hat as well, I am right here with you, my guy. Mine is because of him. That is our item of the game. Shout out to Fred Smoot and shout out to the best fans in the NFL for rocking with us out here in this cold weather. You can see our guys are out on this field getting ready for war, and we are out here ready for war with them as well. Now, we do have to go to break, but when we come back from break, the crew is dropping their keys to a win against this Philadelphia Eagles team. That's all next, right here on Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. Give it up for Fred Smoot, baby!
Yeah, baby!
You're watching Command Center Game Day live from Northwest Stadium.
In Ocean City, Maryland, having fun is kind of our thing. I mean, look at these two. They're all about having fun. That's fun. This is fun. Whoa. Too much fun? Nah, no such thing. Because here, even leg day is fun. So head to the coast and, well, just coast. Pump up the volume, or just pump up the pool floaty. From the boardwalk to the bay, come discover somewhere to smile about.
So you only check it twice?
Well, yes.
Huh. Nissan tests every model thousands of times. We even test them for severe Arctic weather. No wonder Nissan is J.D. Power's #1 in new vehicle quality. Hold on to that hat, Santa.
Add a Nissan to your list at the Nissan year-end event. Get kicks starting at just $21,830 or get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers.
You're watching Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. AAA Commanders MVP membership. Visit AAA.com/commanders to join.
Welcome back into Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. You are looking at the AAA fan cam. The best fans in the NFL have stuck with us all the way through, and we know everybody is ready to see what the Commanders can do today at Northwest Stadium against the Philadelphia Eagles. Fellas, you know how we ended with our keys to a win. How do we get a win today, Santana Martin?
I think it's simple, man. Just find a way. You know, I said this last week when we went against the Giants, and I think I'm going to say it throughout the remainder of this season. It's nothing about establishing the run, find a way to pass the ball. Go out there and do what you know how to do best, man. Find a way to bring it home.
B, what about you, man? What's yours?
Run the ball, shut these obnoxious fans up, and send their ass packing.
Well, I hate how much green is in here right now. I hate seeing Philly fans. They are the worst of them, and I can't wait to send them home upset. Remember, this has been it for Command Center Game Day Live, but remember, we will be back for more Command Center Post-Game Live from right here at Northwest Stadium from the AAA Command Center set here with the best fans in the NFL. We love y'all so much. We appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to everybody that pulled up on the show. I am your host, Brian Colbert Jr., here with Brian Mitchell, Santana Moss. Shout out to Logan Paulson, Fred Smoot, and London Fletcher. Again, we'll be back here with Command Center Postgame Live immediately after the game. Shout out to the best fans in the NFL. This has been Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. Let's go, fans! Yeah!